Hey, hey.
Hey folks, welcome to BrushPile Fishing. We're just getting started. As you can tell, we're still a little
Waking up.
yeah, we're still trying, but folks, we've got a great special here for you today. We're going to have some closeout deals. I want to tell you right up front, this is everything that we have is while supply lasts. So you want to get that order in quick, get it today. We're going to have this live broadcast. We'll keep it posted all day, as well as some of the specials. We'll have some graphics on our website and on our Facebook page. This guy right here, we're going to talk a little crappie fishing today too. We want to talk about our show. We want to talk about the podcast, but this is Joe Weaver, also known to all the anglers I tape with as Joe the camera guy. Joe, how are we doing this morning?
Good morning, Russ. Good.
Good. Me and Joe don't like each other, but we've agreed to do this thing here today. No, actually, we do a lot of traveling together.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I joke that I don't ever want to give him a compliment, but folks, you've seen the last couple series of shows, the work that he has done, not only taping on the boat, but he operates the drone and then does all the production when we get back here. Joe, you've done a heck of a job, that's for sure.
Thank you.
And, you know, I get a lot of people that text me or message me and stuff, and you do a great job with the editing. So I just want to let the people know behind the scenes a little bit who does that work. So this is Joe the camera guy. Now you've officially met him. So Joe, we've got a lot of items we've got to get through today.
Yes, we do.
We've got some great deals for the anglers for Christmas.
Yes.
This is a great time of year to get some of these products.
Oh, absolutely.
And folks, another thing, Joe's got to see everything we're talking about today. Joe's got to see us use it. He knows it works.
Yep.
I could not do his job because we're sitting there catching those fish. You know, we've had shows, and we'll talk about this, we've had shows where it's tough, and we get the, man, you should have been here yesterday. Mm-hmm. So that would stink running that camera because they're not catching very many fish. But then the days where we're catching the fish left and right, I couldn't do that either because, man, I'd want to put that camera down. I don't know how you do it, Joe.
It's tough. It's tough. I tell you what, especially when you're catching, or unless it's, like you said, when it's blazing hot and we're not catching them as quick as possible. So,
well, we don't get those great temperature days where we're in the 70s. We're either like 110 degrees in Mississippi, or up in Wisconsin when it's freezing to death.
Right.
So, but folks, we've got some great products, and we're going to get started here. The first one we're going to talk about is our GloPro products. And during the opening, the video that we had in the opening, you seen me and Brian Carter fishing in a river down in Texas. We were using GloPros in, caught some nice fish, and then you seen me and Bubba Maroney underneath that bridge. Same thing, we were using these GloPros, the same ones that we're going to have now. We normally have these on our sites for $4 a package. Today they're 50% off. That's right, just $2 a pack. We've got two different kinds.
there's the first set.
And these are the fry bodies.
Yep.
And let me grab one of these out here.
We have one right there, Russ. So
you see that, Joe?
Sure thing. Oh.
There you go, folks. And the reason I like these, it's got that paddle tail, but it's a thin-bodied jig. So if those fish are finicky, and they were when we were in Texas, they were real finicky, I want something with a smaller profile, and that Fry Daddy, that's going to do it. Right there, again, I like working these off the bottom because when that hits the bottom, if you've got your jig head there, just a little pop, and that paddle tail is going to pulsate that water. It's going to get that crappie's attention. That's a good one. And again, they come in several colors. We've got pink. We've got chartreuse with speckle. We've got the white. This is a really cool color. It's sort of like a pinkish purple, but you can see through it. I like my purples. We've got several colors. And again, these are normally $4 a pack. Today, $2 a pack. Let's get them out of here.
And this special runs through December 9th, am I correct?
Right.
All right.
But I don't think these will last that long.
I don't think so either. Heck no.
The other one, these are the micro dancers. And show you these. And again, on the micro dancers, they actually come with two lead heads included. One is already rigged up so you can see how this is a bigger bait, still a smaller profile as far as the width of it, but it's a little bit longer in length. I'll show you here.
Yep.
They actually come with two jig heads included. Get that.
Pop it from the inside there, bud.
Get that out of there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And that is a unique jig head. And again, these are included. These are normally $4 a pack. Today, $2 a pack right out the door. A lot of good colors in these also. And again, each pack with 2 lead heads and several of the plastic bodies. GloPro, a great product. And again, you got to see us use them on the opening video. So
and
that's our first item.
And that was a good show. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, fishing underneath that bridge was kind of really unique. So I think that people would really find a lot of use for these.
Well, and one of the things, you know, we didn't know what we did. We thought we were going to be doing a jig fishing show, so we took some longer rods. As a matter of fact, I think I used my 8-foot signature series. Or we should have had maybe like a sharpshooter that day because we were under the bridge.
Or an ice fishing rod.
Yeah. A couple times set the hook and crack. It's like, oh, but the rod held up well.
Yes, it did.
So again, folks, this is the first item of the morning, the GloPro.
I'll take those.
We have 2 types. We have the fry bodies, and we also have the micro dancers, normally $4, $2 a pack today. There is a code. If you go to our website, which is brushpilefishing.com, you'll see there's like a Cyber Monday section. Just click there. All the specials we have will be in that section today. The code for the GloPros would be 50 BPF Cyber 19. That's BPF Cyber 19. That's your code for the GloPros. So again, just go to brushpilefishing.com. Joe, what do we got next?
Up next, we have the rod socks. This is something really cool that I know we have used for, well, a little while now, a couple seasons, I think. Here, you want to grab that?
Yep.
Kind of just...
Look how long this is, folks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, crappie anglers use, well, up to 20-foot poles now. Most of us use 14s, you know, when we're spider rigging.
Yep.
But you can see this is very long. And what this is, folks, if you've never seen this, you put this over the rod, so when you're in transport, when you're going from one spot to the other, you know, those rods get bouncing around, especially if you're in rough conditions. And then you get to your spot, and either you've got a broken rod or you've got rods that are all intertwined, and it's a mess. You put these rod socks right over the rod, put them in your holder, you're ready for transport. When you get to the next spot, pull them off, you're ready to fish. Keeps everything nice and tight. Normally, and Ann, tell you what, we know Ann from Rod Socks. I've known her for many, many years out of Texas. They've got great products, and this is just one of them. And we normally sell these for $11 each. Today, 50% off. $5.50. That's right, $5.50 for rod socks. You're not going to find them at that kind of a deal. We've got several sizes, we've got color combinations, so you want to check those out. As far as the rod socks, we have them for spinning and casting. There's 1 per package, again $5.50, and your code for that is going to be 50 BPF Cyber 19. That's 50 BPF Cyber 19. Again, go to our website, brushpilefishing.com, go to the cyber section, and all the deals will be listed there.
And Russ, real quick, these things come in all kinds of sizes here. They fit sizes from 5 foot 10 inches, and they have them all the way up. I mean, actually on this package here, they don't have every single length listed, but they do have them all the way up to those longer rods. So.
Yeah. And Joe, I know that people are probably already messaging in wanting to know if this is our new fishing jersey for next year.
Yes.
It is. We're going to fish in these. We don't have them available for the website. I know it's going to be a big seller, so stay tuned. We'll have those on later, folks.
Oh, Lord.
So,
say it isn't so.
But again, the rod socks and that one, you're not going to lose these either. Look how bright that is.
Right. Well, and the nice thing about these too, they're real. They're nylon, so it doesn't feel like you're going to snag anything on there. It's your rod should slide in and out there very easily. So.
Well, and that's a good thing. Your jigs you're going to bring down to the reel seat, put them right there. Nothing gets snagged in it, like you say.
Yep.
And then when you get to your spot, how many times before we had these, you get to your spot and we were in rough water and all the rod tips are tangled and the line came loose, and it's like, man, so now you're spending an extra, and in a tournament especially, that costs you time fishing.
Every second that your pole's not in the water, it can cost you that big fish. So you want to make sure you're budgeting your time well, especially during tournament fishing. So.
Yep. So you heard it. This is Joe the cameraman approved, folks. the rod socks. And thank you very much. Hopefully we sell a bunch of these for you today. And again, that code one last time: 50 BPF Cyber 19, $5.50 for a rod sock.
Oops. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right, next up we have Jenko.
Jenko, and of course, you know, the Jenko products have done super well in the tournament trail with Tony Shepard and his brother. Tony is a good friend of mine and one heck of an angler. And we've actually done shows with Jenko products, the plastics, and also the crankbaits. We did a great crankbait show down at Kentucky Lake. And let's see here, Joe, what are we going to start out with?
Well, your choice, I suppose. So we have all kinds of ones here.
Let's talk about the plastics.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we have several plastics. We have the Fry Baby, the Fry Daddy, the Big T. That's for you, Tony. The Big T Mermaid and the Big T Paddle Fries. Normally, there's 12 in these per pack for some of them have 15. Normally, we sell those for $4 a pack. Today, 50% off, $2 a pack for Jenko products, folks. You're not going to find that anywhere else on the web today. $2. They have several styles. I want to show you a few of these.
Yeah.
I like anything with straight tails. You know I like fishing those. This is a Fry Baby. And again, I like these. You know, when the fishing is on and say the spawn's over, they're feeding, anybody can throw whatever you want out there and catch them. But when it's really tough, I really like a thinner bait, long tail. And what this is good for, if I move that, okay, when that fish is finicky, a lot of times they may not hit it when you're sitting there moving it. So I just want to pop it one time and then just let it set. And when that's in the water, even though I'm holding that still, you can see that tail is just still going nuts. So when you pop it, you raise it just a little bit, you'll see, because I've seen this in fish tanks, you'll see that fish position himself. He'll see what it's doing, but he won't move. But when that tail sits and quivers by itself, they'll come up and they may barely mouth that. There's where I like that long tail, a great finicky bait, and several colors in these also.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like the Jenkos, because like I say, they've got the bigger body baits, but they also have, this is what I call a finesse bait. You know, and you've been on the boat long enough, there's times when you need something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk about those. The size of those is so much bigger than the little ones.
Well, we just talked about, there are times when the fish are aggressive, they'll pound whatever you want. If they're in that mode, I want something big. I want to catch big fish. I want to catch something big. I'm using a big bulky bait that's thick, long tail on it. And you know, Grenada, I remember one of the first times I went to Grenada and people were talking about, you know, when we fish with minnows in Ohio, they're like an inch, you know. Right. You get down there, they're using 4.5-inch minnows. So you want big fish, big baits. And again, that's why I like Jenko products. They have everything from a finesse bait to the great big tails. Look at that. And again, colors, they have everything. Here's another one. Now, I like these. This has a long single tail also. However, what I like, the top of that bait is ribbed. And look how that thing moves, okay? Because it's very thin. It's ribbed all the way through, all the way around. And the other thing that this does, Joe, say you get there, you're catching them on the bigger bait, and a front comes through, okay? And then it stops. So you switch colors is the first thing we're going to do. We did this, we were down in Louisiana with Brandon Jennings. And that happened to us. We started catching fish, big front came through, shut everything down. What we did, we ended up counting 4 ribs back, just squeezing those off. We made it just a little bit smaller and the bite turned back on. So many different ways that you can customize your bait.
Yeah.
And Jenko's got so many different kinds of products anyways.
Oh, right.
And then you do it your own way, you're going to catch fish. And you know, they speak for themselves. Tony has won several big tournaments. Oh yeah. Well, he hasn't done that, you know,
yeah, by mistake.
Something else. That's right.
Right. And also too, we have the
crankbaits.
Crankbaits, thank you. Sorry.
Now, the Jenko crankbaits. I talked about just a minute ago, we did a show where we did those on Kentucky Lake. Stayed at Big Bear Lodge.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And we went out, pulled these crankbaits, and I'll tell you what, I like them. They already come with red hooks. You've seen us do several crankbait shows, and a lot of the guys that really have this to a science, they take the hooks off right away. They put red hooks on. Well, guess what? The Jenkos already come with them. Normally on these Jenko crankbaits, how much, let's see here. Okay, normally they are $6 each. $3 for a crappie crankbait, folks. You can't beat that deal.
No way.
$3 for a Jenko crankbait. And again, we talk about colors.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing about if you've never crankbait a crappie and you want to start, I've got to do shows with some of the best guys out there. And one of the things that they've all done, you start out with several different colors and then let the fish tell you what you want. Okay? So if they're hitting a little bit of everything, keep all the colors on. If they start hitting just one color, you know you want to get them all out there in that color.
Right.
So Jenko's got them all, more colors than you can imagine. And again, folks, $3 for a crappie crankbait, you're not going to get a better deal today.
Oh, no way. Next up, we are staying with Jenko. We have some jig heads.
All right.
And they have some awesome ones there. So nice and heavy. And the swivels go with them.
And I want to talk about swivels in a second,
Okay.
because I've got to see those too.
I'll hold these.
On the crank, or on these jig heads, folks, they're a little bit different. They're not just a round one, they're flat. And look at the big eyes on these things. Great crankbaits, and again, color selection. They have everything that a crappie angler is going to need. Normally, these come $6 per pack. Today, what's our special on the jig heads?
All right, jig heads down here, bud.
Oh, right there. 1/32 ounce, 1/16 ounce, up to 1/8 ounce. 6 per pack. Normally $6. Today, 50% off. $3 for a pack of jig heads. And again, these are high quality jig heads. You're not going to find that kind of pricing on Cyber Monday other than on our BrushPile store. The code for all the Jenko products is going to be 50 BPF, Cyber 19. Again, go to brushpilefishing.com to the Cyber section. Joe, I told you I want to talk about these swivels.
Yes.
So we actually went out with the owner of Jenko when we did the crankbait show. And he was showing me these swivels, and his thing was, he said, you can never get your line tangled. He said, try. Yep. So we put this line on, and we were swirling around, up and down, this and that. These things are absolutely amazing.
I couldn't believe it when I was sitting there thinking he's got to get tangled, but he just kept swinging it around, and it never did.
If you use swivels a lot, spider rigging, crankbaiting, give these things a try. Normally they're $6 a pack. Today, there's 5 in a pack, and they're normally $5 or $6. Today, $2.50 each. $2.50 each, folks, for a pack of swivels. Again, great deal. Jenko products, you can't go wrong. We've used them several times on our shows. Jenko's a great company.
Oh yeah.
So there's the specials we have with Jenko. All of their products that we have are on special today, at least 50% off on all of them. If you're the ones that I'm really excited about are the crankbaiting. It's starting to really become a popular pattern. If you are going to start crankbaiting, $3 for a good quality crankbait, you will never get that deal again. So get on our store today, get you some Jenko products, including their crankbaits.
Absolutely. Let's get these up here in the box, and we'll go ahead and round up our next showcase item.
Folks, I feel like I'm working on one of them shop at home TV things. So. And after this, I probably won't be working at one. So again, hold off on our jerseys, folks. They'll be available later. So what we have now?
Next up,
Mustad.
Mustad jig heads.
All right. Mustad jig heads. We have several. Let's see.
I'll give you one of the bigger ones I'll hang on to, okay?
There we go. This is the Mustad, and we have them in size 1/32, 1/16, up to a 1/8 inch or ounce. They come 6 to a pack, and we're going to sell them normally $6 a pack. Today, $3 for a whole pack of Mustads. And a lot of these come with a light wire hook. So if you get snagged in the brush, just straighten that baby out. Get it up there, put it in, and you're ready to go. Good color selection. I love this one here. It's like a pearl white. It's not a real white, it's a pearl white. It's a good color. I always like to start with a white jig head when I'm fishing deeper water. Again, for the jig heads, great color selection. And up to 1/32, 1/16, 1/8, 6 per pack. Normally $6, today $3 a pack, folks. Pick the colors you want.
And just offhand, just by looking at least the bigger ones here, the eyelets aren't painted in. I like that. As a consumer, I'm not a pro fisherman like you are.
Yeah.
But I hate that when I have to use a hook to poke the hole out, you know. So I like that.
Well, when you've got my vision, it's hard enough to get a line through it. Then you got to worry about doing that too.
Right.
So me and Joe's had that conversation, folks. I can remember, you know, I normally use a high vis line, and it was out of necessity. And I'll tell this story real quick,
sure.
okay? So my wife is an RN. She's a registered nurse, and she was always getting, and I don't know what age I was, but she was saying, you're at that age, you need to get your eyes checked, because I've always had beautiful vision. And I wasn't going to give in. I said, my vision's fine. Well, then I got to the point where seeing things up close was getting a little bit more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't going to admit to her that she was right.
Right.
So I just played it off. And then one day I'm in the bedroom and I'm trying to read a newspaper, and I'm doing this because I could not focus on it.
Right.
And she walked in, and all I heard was, "You're busted!" And from there on out, I got me some cheater glasses, and I used the high vis out of necessity. Now I love the high vis line, but that's a little story there.
And going back to the Mustad here real quick before we move on to the next thing. You talk about how light wire they are.
Yep.
And how that's, and tell us the folks about that, about why that's important.
It is. If you're fishing heavy cover, you're going to lose some jig heads, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But if you've got a light wire hook to where you can actually straighten that out and not lose as many, you know, you figure, especially if you're a tournament angler in a whole day, an 8-hour tournament, that saves you. The other thing, you talk about the light wire hooks. We also have the Mustad hooks on sale on our website. Right. We have several sizes. They're anywhere from $2 to $8 a pack normally. Today, everything 50% off. So we've got some of them for $1 a pack, all the way up to $4 a pack.
Nice.
For light wire Mustad hooks. Very, very sharp hook.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I hate to keep repeating it, but Cyber Monday, great deals on these things.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the time to load your tackle box and get those Christmas gifts.
That's right. That's the thing I keep for my Facebook page. When I'm sharing this stuff, that's why I say you got to have an angler in your family. So everybody's got a fishing grandpa or a father who loves to fish or whatever. So, you know, this is the perfect thing.
And anyone who loves to fish, I've never heard them complain about getting more product, more rods,
right,
more jig heads,
right.
You know.
Well, and it's all stuff you end up losing, you know. So it's inevitably you're going to hang in a tree or something.
Yep. Folks, we won't go into Joe and I's last fishing trip together. Not just once, someone landed in a tree.
That's why I fish by myself most of the time. I don't have an audience to make fun of me.
I hear you. Again, just like everything else, go to our website, go to the Cyber Monday, and that's where you can find our Mustads.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mustad, get on out of here.
I'm going to grab the next. Okay. Next up, we have Gamma. Gamma, I know you like Gamma line.
Yes, sir. Look at these cute little boxes too, folks. That's something or what.
I know, right? Rachel's really did it up nice for us.
Tell you a little story. Gamma Line was our sponsor for years, and Dale, the owner, we're still good friends, but we are now with Slime Line, so we've still got a lot of Gamma left in our warehouse. We're going to go ahead. We're marking everything out. The Gamma Torque, that's actually a braided line, okay? And there are a lot of times that you want to fish with a braid if you're in heavy cover. We were in Texas and we just used a braid line on Lake Fork. Oh,
absolutely.
We want to go in that show. Because
that'll be for another day.
But the Gamma Torque, we've got 15 and 20 pound test. Normally $16.95. Today $8.48 for braided line. $8.48, folks. And if you've used braided, you know it's an expensive line. You know what a great deal this is. So $8.48. The code is 50 BPF Cyber 19 on our website, BrushPileFishing.com.
Sorry, Scott. I pulled that over.
And my cameraman's messing stuff up, evidently, folks.
I can't. It's hard to find good help. Yeah, I was going to say, pull that out and let's see it. I was going to say, okay, here's a personal story of mine. I use this actually to sew up my jeans. If I get a hole in them, I use braided line because it won't tear out like the other line, or like a regular sewing.
Yeah.
So, and it goes through the washer just fine.
But Joe, you've had one mess up. I know Scott was giving you some dirty looks. You have one more, I'm going to call Whitey Outlaw, and you know what he'll have.
I know.
He's gonna have to say
Nothing we
for
can
you.
put on the internet.
So Gamma Torque, folks, again, a great deal.
Yep.
Normally $16.95 a box. Today for braided line, $8.48. $8.48.
It's a good deal. Next up, I think we're going to do our Q&A. Oh, we're going to do one more. We'll do one more. Staying with Gamma. 25% on these. 25%. So,
Okay.
So this will be for some other types of line here.
Okay, so Gamma also makes good monofilament. They have, it's called Polyflex. They have clear. They also have the high vis.
Yes.
Show you this. And we have, that's a clear there.
Yep.
Super strong line. Can you grab one of the high vis there, Joe?
Absolutely.
They call their high vis optic yellow. And again, if you're a dock shooter, high vis is the way to go, because what I talk about in our seminars, there's that high vis color. When I'm doing a seminar and I talk about dock shooting, if you shoot under there, and you know we hear so much about rods being sensitive, well, if you wait to feel it, a lot of times when you're dock shooting, because you've shot way back, you're 25 foot beyond where you are, and if you wait till you feel it, a lot of times that fish has had it, he spit it out. So line watching is critical. You want something that lays on that water nice, you can see it, because most of the time, Joe, you've got to see this at taping the shows, you are going to see that line jump before you feel anything.
Absolutely.
When you see it jump, that's when you want to hit it. Look at the difference between the optic and the clear.
Oh, yeah.
When that's laying, especially if you're under a dock or under a pontoon, and I always like putting a little bow in the line, you can really see that when that fish hits it, it's like lightning strikes it.
And I like it because as a cameraman, I can see the green better than the white, you know, so for me, it's easier to keep an eye on, you know, what your line's doing too.
Now, we have several pound test lines of this. We have 10 pounds, we have 4, we have 8, we have 6.
Yep.
So the prices is going to vary, but it's going to be 25% off everything, folks. And just to give you an example, if it's normally $6, it's going to be $4.46. If it's normally, our 10 pound for 300 yards is normally $13. Today, it's going to be $9.71. The 10 pound clear, normally $6. Today, it's $4.46. The 10 pound clear ultra, normally $12. It's going to be $8.96. 4 pound optic yellow, that's what I love. That's my dock shooting line, or was.
Well, you better get on there and get that.
$6 normally, today $4.46. Our 4 pound optic yellow for 330 yards. And again, 330 yards, that's $10 normally, today $7.46. 4 pound clear, 330 yards, $9 regular, $6.71 today. And our last two are 6 and 8 pounds optic yellow, normally $6 each, today $4.46. So that's a big discount on our line, 25% off. Get on our BrushPile Fishing site and grab you some line.
We also have, oh, you had already talked about the 4 and 6 pound, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So, well, on here we have the 3,000 yard spool of optic yellow, 6 pound for $60, right?
That's 3,000 yards. Folks.
Yeah, right.
It's going to last you for a while.
Well, as much as I hang in a tree, it won't last me
It
too
won't
long.
last Joe very long at all.
The 6 pound optic yellow, 3,300 yards. Normally $80, now $60.
And again, you say $60 for a line. That's 3,300 yards of line. It's going to last you for a while.
It's like 100 miles, right?
Yeah. Folks, see what I got to put up with?
That's right.
All right. So that is all on our line.
Yep.
And you know, we talked about what Joe's putting that away. We've switched lines. Our sponsor now is Slime Line. Again, a great company there. We have Slime Line products on our website. Check them out, or go to Slime Line, their website. But again, I like that high vis line that they come out with for dock shooting. It is absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah. And actually, in the open of the show, you did last season. We went to the lake where you did. Was it Wheeler? Where you did the dock shooting?
That was Neely Henry.
Neely Henry, correct. And you did that whole show on just nothing but dock shooting.
Yep.
So.
And it was hot that day.
No, it was cold. Remember? Remember you had your sweatshirt on.
I took it off because it got hot at the end.
It did get hot. Yeah, it must have got up to like 75 or something. So
it was in Alabama. All right. We gonna talk about the show. What are we doing next?
Q&A.
Q&A.
Okay.
Oh, do we have some questions?
We have some people watching, and we're going to highlight a couple of them and
Okay.
put them on the screen.
All right.
There we go.
Cool.
We're not the only ones up this early.
Yeah, I know everybody else. I told him, I said, get up. I said, I know you're going to have about Cyber Monday shopping, so have us up in a separate window next to you. You know. Okay, here we got James Mong. Good morning, guys.
James, how we doing out there? James, actually, I met him, folks, in Indianapolis boat show. We Derek Fulton. There's
Make
my buddy.
me a steak.
But we met James at a boat show. He won a contest, came up to me in our booth and said, hey, I'm the winner. I said, great, what did you win? He said, the trip with you. I said, what trip with me? They had a special at the Indianapolis Boat Show. I didn't even know about it.
Right.
So, but James went out. We had a great time.
We had an
showed
awesome
him
time.
a little bit different way of fishing. Actually taped the show with him.
Absolutely.
So it worked out good. It was fun. And James, been friends ever since.
Yep.
Derek Fulton, my good buddy out of Georgia, loves fishing Clark's Hill. As a matter of fact, he was a guest on the podcast.
That was a couple episodes ago.
Yep, or he's coming up. I know he's been on there. So
okay.
Derek is a long line fool. That man is very good at long line.
I like Derek. The quick story on Derek. We went down to shoot a show. It was one of my first shows when I came on with BrushPile, and we go to this guy's house, and he's got steaks made for us, and potatoes, a whole 9 yards, and it was like one of the best steaks I've ever had in my whole life. And then for some reason we didn't get the show. I think we had bad weather move in or something like that, so we couldn't actually shoot with him. Just a few months ago, I'm at the Crappie Expo, and this man comes up to me and says, hey, do you remember me? I'm like, yeah, I remember you. You make good steak.
You're the steak guy. Derek is also a retired Army vet.
Oh, yes.
So
thank you for your service, sir.
Absolutely. Kyle Dean May, good morning, fellas. Great sale. Can't wait to order. We'll get on there and order, but we got more stuff coming up.
Yeah, you got to wait till the end.
Kyle, can't see where you're from, what state on there, but thanks for joining this morning.
Yeah.
Nice profile picture. Got the little kid there fishing.
Ken Bill.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you too, Ken. Hey, no problem for the great deals. We got more coming up, so you stay tuned for the rest of our broadcast here. So.
Next is season 6 promo.
Okay, next up we'll have actually, I'd like for you to introduce this, the season 6 promo.
So what we've got coming up next, folks, season 6 starts on the Pursuit channel December 30th, which is a Monday night.
Correct.
So it's a brand new series. And I know I'm biased, folks, and I like saying that every season gets better, but I honestly believe every season gets better. And I think it's because we've went to new lakes that we've never been to before. We've had some new guests. We've had some familiar guests.
Yep.
And Joe, again, I hate to give you credit, but the camera work and the production you've done is outstanding.
Thank you.
So I am so pumped. I've got to see some of the shows, folks, that he's put together for season 6. And I cannot wait till they air. So without further ado, let's give them a little sample.
Yeah, a little, threw together a little something just so you guys get a taste for what's coming up. And that's going to be, again, Monday nights on the Pursuit channel at 8 p.m., our new time and day.
Starting December 30. Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. Season 6 is underway. We are at beautiful Dale Hollow here in Tennessee, Alabama River. We're in Arkabutla, Mississippi. We're here at Dardanelle, Arkansas. We're here at beautiful Lake Erie in the northern shores of Ohio. Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. If you just joined us, I am with Whitey Outlaw on the Alabama River, or as Big Daddy pointed out, in the area we're fishing, they call it
Miller's Ferry Lake.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So, just getting started this morning, Whitey.
But what we're doing here, Russ, we got some stumps and some cypress trees, and we ain't fishing a lot of poles, just 4 poles, 2 apiece, and we just easing along through these stumps. There you go.
What you got there, Whitey?
There's your crappie right there.
First one, and that's a good one.
Yes, he is. Look at that.
Heck yeah, look at that black crappie.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, gone. And you said we'll catch both today.
Oh, you catch both. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Look at that fish. Oh, I guess that's a good one to get started on.
Ain't bad. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all there, Russ.
First impressions of the river, folks, is pretty darn good right now.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing here at Arcabella in Mississippi with my good friend Les Smith. Les, how we doing?
Hey Russ, I'm great, buddy. Glad to have you.
Brother, you're saying it's going to be a little bit warm out on that water today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, get him, Russ. Another good fish. Oh, what a pig, Russ. Oh, what a pig. Oh, what a good fish. Get him in there. Oh, what a good fish. Get out there,
my.
that is a hog. That is a hog.
Is that what I'm talking about?
That's why you fish down here, bud.
Oh my, look at that big old pig. Oh God, what a pig.
You know what, and for being in the middle of summer, look at the bellies on those things, too.
Oh my.
Show
Look
the
at
camera
that.
the belly on that.
Look at that fish.
Oh,
Look at that fence pen, would you? Look at that. Oh, they killing that blue that thing.
and it is neat watching that thing on the water, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Just like that one. What you got?
Oh, this is shoulders on it. Wait. Get that net just in case. Oh yeah, it's a good fish here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at there, folks. Woo! Look at that big black.
Yes, sir.
Big old belly. Beautiful day, temperature about 81 degrees.
Here we go. Here we
Here
go.
we got a bite already. There, he's on there. That took what, 30 seconds into the brush? Where you at?
He's gonna come.
Oh,
I'm
he's fine. I'm keeping the net up.
There we go.
You just said we're pulling into the brush.
Yes, sir.
There you go, buddy.
Lake Dardanelle.
Look at that right off the bat, folks. I don't think too many people will complain about that, Jason.
No, that's a good fish right there. It's a
Doggone.
great Dardanelle crappie. Just watch your poles there. Pretty color to them. We're gonna pretty much catch white crappie today.
All right, folks. Hope you like that little preview into season 6. You've seen some big crappie being caught there. You've seen some great guests.
Absolutely. This has been a fun season to shoot. It's still in the works.
Yep.
We still got a few more to hit, but our season will run through sometime in May. So we got time.
Well, we were going to do 13 shows. I think we ended up with 18 or 19.
18 or 19 we're up to. So yeah, it starts off small and ends up big, and who benefits? Our viewers. So.
And folks, if you've never watched BrushPile Fishing, normally we have a guest on the show, and the way that we kind of look at the show is, if we have a guest, that's his half-hour show. I'm just kind of narrating for him. He's going to bring you his favorite technique, his favorite lake, the time of year, and he's going to explain why. We try to make it informational, and our guests really make our show. We've had the best anglers in the country, so we've been lucky so far.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even when we're out there sweating or freezing, I'm still happy to be doing it, and I think that we're lucky guys. So, the other thing too is we fish out of the other guys' boats so often because, like you said, they have their own style, their own technique.
Yep.
But wanted to give a shout out real quick to our War Eagle sponsor. They've been a really good boat for us to fish out of. So
we run the Black Hawk, great big boat, plenty of room for the camera guys, for all his equipment and everything else.
Yeah.
So yes, season 6. I hope you liked the preview, folks. I cannot wait till it airs. Right now, I want to talk a little bit. We're offering specials today, but during the winter, folks, there's so many good boat shows and tackle shows across the country. And if you've never been to one where we set up a big giant booth. We have all of our products there, normally at really good prices. I wanted to go over and I'll do seminars there as well as some of the other B&M guys. And here's where we're going to be this year. January 17th through 26th, we'll be at the Cincinnati Boat and Fishing Expo. February 7th through 9th, we'll be at Columbus Fishing Expo. And that Columbus show last year, Joe, I don't know if you were there, but it was crazy the amount of people that went through there.
Yeah.
It was nuts. Also be doing seminars at Indianapolis, February 14th through the 23rd. That's their Fishing and Hunting Expo. And also February 28th through March 1st, we'll be at the Sharonville Fishing Expo, which is in the Cincinnati area. And you know, I want to talk about the 2 Cincinnati shows we'll be at because they're going to be a little different this year. Kevin Renfro, who runs Indianapolis, which is one of the biggest shows in the Midwest, if not the country, has now taken over one of the Cincinnati shows. So he'll be doing that. So you know there's going to be a ton of fishing stuff there. And then the Sharonville show, you've been to the Columbus show. I talked about it is absolutely nuts there. Well, the same person running that show is now going to run the Sharonville show. So it is going to be a true fishing show also. So Cincinnati, Ohio, you've got 2 great shows coming up there. Again, if you can, folks, stop out at one of these shows, say hi at our booth. I'll be there at all of these for the whole weekend. We'll be doing seminars, talking a little crappie fishing. Stop in the booth. Once we get started talking, though, you may not leave. So
right,
you know how that is. So, but let's get back to our sale today. And this is a great sale right here, okay? And Joe, you know that out of all the stuff that I use jig-wise, I love my crappie magnets and I love my boneheads.
So let's talk about the rest of our sponsors too. So let's start off with some Bonehead.
Okay.
Yep, sponsors.
Okay. Well, they were going to put them on a screen for us, Joe. They forgot to do that.
Oh, no, here they are.
Crappie USA. These are our sponsors of our show, folks. Crappie USA. Kicker speakers, which we have right in front of us.
Yes, we have it on the desk here.
Suzuki outboards, 4 strokes. You can't get much quieter than that. And my longest sponsor has been with me forever, B&M Rod Company. I'll tell you what, Jack has been super, supported our show and everything else I've done in crappie fishing.
Absolutely.
Mid-South Tackle, we just used those in Virginia, Joe.
Yes, we did.
And we shot a great show, casting jigs, working them back over brush piles. Mid-South, great big tube baits, love them. Driftmaster, family owned out of South Carolina. David is a personal good friend of mine. Lifetime warranty. He stands behind his product, and he's just a super, super person.
Absolutely.
And the ones we're getting ready to talk about, Bonehead Tackle, straight out of Texas. What a great product. Love using them. Super, super baits.
Bronc box.
Bronc box. Joe has more equipment than I do in fishing with his camera stuff, and most of us put in the Bronc box.
Yep.
They're super. They're tough.
Oh, yeah.
Check them out, folks.
Absolutely.
BrushPile Fish Attractants. You know, when the bite gets tough, you got to do everything you can. Change colors, change this, change that.
Yep.
Make sure you put some fish attractant on there. BrushPile. Buckeye Ford. We need them because we travel all over the country, folks. The Ford's held up great.
Yep.
Super, super truck, and we appreciate the folks at Buckeye Ford. Daiwa reels, super, super reels. Check out their line counter reels that we used in the Kentucky Lake Crankbait Show with the clicker system. So if you're BSing in the boat, you're not paying attention, you'll hear that clicker go off.
That was neat.
And you know you got a fish on there.
That was a unique show.
Yes, sir. Cornfield Crappie, one of the newest sponsors for BrushPile. I actually got to go down to their factory, got to meet them all. They served us a wonderful lunch down there, and you can tell, folks, I'm always on the lookout for a cookout. The food was great. Their product, outstanding. They've got some of the best, well, they are the best depth finder brackets that you can find in the business. Also, you know, the live scope units are becoming big.
Yep.
Check out what they have made to put your transducer on.
Yeah, you need to go check them out right away, as soon as you can, after this is over.
Yep. Cornfield Crappie. Rockport Rattler. Let me tell you, folks, we just did 3 shows in Texas, and I love Texas, ready to move there. But Rockport Rattler, absolutely outstanding jig heads. They have the rattles in them, super, super colors. Super baits, and like I say, 3 shows in Texas. They were not disappointing. Check those out too.
And you'll see those again this year with Jason Westerberg on Dardanelle.
Again, a brand new sponsor for season 6. We don't have their products in here yet to sell, but we will. Crappie Magnet. Again, small owned company, very good people, best pro staff that you could ask for. And Jeff is a super guy. Got to meet him. We actually did some shows in Mississippi this year.
Yep.
And we had like a 3-day camp out at Les's house, and Jeff from Crappie Magnet was there, John Godwin. And let me tell you, again, let's get back to food. Man, did we put a hurting on that food.
Man, that's all we did is eat, it felt like.
Well, Jeff let him bring that caramel cake down there. Man, oh man.
Trying to kill us.
I still owe you for that one, Godwin. Ego, another new sponsor. You know, Ego nets, I've used them for years, but check out their tactical fishing gear. When you go there, Joe, we used to have things, we'd go to a show, and if we were running a little bit late, I'd always forget something. I use their tactical gear now. Everything I could ever want in a show, it's in one bag. I take it there, we're good to go. Ego nets, check out their website, folks.
Yep.
That's back to Suzuki. That's their
this
warning.
is.
We'll talk about them again. Okay.
3, okay.
Gamma Line. Grand Lake Visitors Region. You know, Grand Lake, St. Mary's is our home lake here, and they have been a supporter from our show from day one, and we sure appreciate everything they do. They set up a lot of these same boat shows that we go to, so if you get a chance, swing by. The crappie fishing at Grand Lake is excellent.
Yep.
Stop by. They got all kinds of brochures, not just for fishing, but other things in our area.
Absolutely.
GloPro, we started the show off with them. We showed you a few clips of shows that we've done with those. Very versatile baits. You can use them for several applications. GloPro. Jenko, again, many types of plastics, many colors, but also great crankbaits. If you're starting crankbaiting this year, Jenko, check them out. Tony, another big shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Moeller Brew Barn, another local company, Maria Stein, Ohio, for some of the best craft beers around.
And they have one in Troy now, too.
See, they're
Downtown
expanding.
Troy, so, yep.
Neanderthal.
Coolers.
I don't think they're around.
I don't think so either.
Suzuki Marine.
Oh, yeah. Love their engines.
NK.TV.
NKT.TV.
And you can check out our shows there too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to go on there and look that up, definitely you can catch every episode of BrushPile Fishing on there at your leisure. NKT Productions, that's who we are.
That'd be you, Joe.
That'd be, well, I'm part of it. We have a nice production company here as part of NK Telco. You got Bryce, Scott, Andy, and myself working in the department. All of us kind of have different roles, and we can handle everything big to small. We shoot lots of stuff for local companies, lots of stuff we've done national stuff, a national TV show, you know, so can't go wrong.
Offshore tackle. We got to do a show using this last year with Charlie Bunning in Mississippi.
Oh, yeah.
Planer boards for crappie fishing. You know, you hear a lot about them for walleye and everything. Well, guess what? They have expanded into the crappie market now. Outstanding product, especially if you're in shallow water or clear water where those fish get spooked. You want to get those jigs out away from the boat, or the crankbaits away from the boat. Offshore tackle, that's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Power pole. You know I love fishing shallow water. We talked about Grand Lake's our home lake. Use power poles all the time. Get to your spot. If it's windy, put those babies down. You don't have to fight that. You can just worry about shooting under the dock.
Our season opener was on Lake Erie, and that was a huge key to you catching. I'm not going to give anything away about that show, but everybody needs to tune in. So
yes, that's going to be a kick butt show for our opener.
Yep.
Pro Built Jigs, another jig company. Yep. Great products. Prime One Camo, they've got some cool looking shirts. Interesting how they do things.
Comscope Power and Tell. They make the boxes, I think, that NK Telco uses to bury their cables and such.
Southern Pro Tackle, another sponsor, has been with me for years. Want to give a big shout out to Freddie. How we doing this morning, bud? Slime Line, again, a new sponsor for BrushPile Fishing. Great line. They have both clear, they have the high vis. Been using it here lately, especially for shooting and casting. Love the Slime Line.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Oh, and then our best, not best, can't say best, but our for shooting the show.
Our 22-foot sponsor, War Eagle Boats.
Yes.
I'll tell you again, folks, if you've seen some of the shows we've done, either on our War Eagle or we've got one coming up we did with Brian Carter. He's got a brand new Black Hawk.
Yep.
Kent Driscoll's got the Black Hawk. A lot of good anglers using the War Eagle boats now for crappie fishing.
Oh yeah, and a very durable boat. So.
All right, folks, we heard from our sponsor. Now we're going to resume with our sale, and I'm excited about this one, Bonehead Tackle. Absolutely love Bonehead. Just did 3 shows in Texas using them.
Yep.
And they're actually a Texas, again, a small family-oriented company
Yep.
out of Texas. And folks, you've heard me talk, I love the brush gliders. Now they come, we're going to talk about 3 different styles of these plastics, but this is the brush glider. I use this thing so many times. And one of the things, I don't know if the cameraman can get on this, but I want to show you something here. We normally, I'll use it just like that, okay? I'll use it. Lake Erie, you talked about that a second ago.
Yep.
The fish, we had 6 inches of rain the night before we got there. So when we got there, the rain was just letting up, 6 inches, muddied everything. What I did, I wanted a little bit more movement so they could see. I took that tail, it's got a crease in it, and I just split that apart. And man, was that the ticket that day.
It was.
Those fish went absolutely nuts. And when they hit it, folks, I mean, they thumped it. Now, something else to make this bait versatile. When I was in Texas, I did a show with Tommy Ezel. Tommy turned that bait up just like that, and that's how we fished it. Okay, again, it is so versatile. I love the brush gliders. They come with so many different colors. Now, what I want to show you, that's the brush glider.
Yes, sir.
Now let's look at this stump bug. Now the brush glider is my favorite from Bonehead, but my good buddy Matt Zenix, he is sold on these stump bugs. This is his favorite. Stump bug, a little bit different body there. 3 tails, 1 short one, and then the 2 long ones. And it's a little bit narrower bait, okay? So again, different water conditions, different fronts. You want something a little bit narrow. I love the stump bug. It definitely produces. Matt, this goes out to you because I know you love these things.
Oh yeah. He fishes those clear Tennessee mountain lakes, and so yeah, it seems to works out well for him.
Yes, sir.
And it would work out well for you.
Now, again, when things are finicky or I'm shooting docks, again, I love something with a long tail. We talked about that earlier. And here we go, folks. The old slim stick. Again, now it's hard to tell here, but the bodies aren't, I don't know what you'd say, straight down. It's kind of an oblong shape.
Yeah.
And that long tail, you can get these in a couple different sizes. But again, I love that tail because when I pop it up and I let it set, especially if you're fishing under a cork, that cork will bring it up and then it comes back down. Well, when it's in the water, even though it's setting still, that tail will just sit there and quiver on its own. Fish can't take it. You talk about a reaction bite. And again, they come in 2 different sizes. They come in a lot of different colors. So what the special is today, we talked about 3 different kinds of the Bonehead.
And we have one more, the minnow.
Oh, forgot all about it.
There you go.
Look at this. For you guys that like a bait that definitely imitates the minnow with the tail and everything. Again, a slender bait. I like that for finicky conditions. This is also a good bait if you're long line trolling because of that tail action. So we've got 4 different types of the Bonehead jigs today. And here's a special on them.
And sorry, Russ,
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but also 4 different styles, but also a multitude of colors.
Well, and we've just got a few of the colors here on the table, folks. We've got a lot more than this. So go to our website, check out the color selection, and talk about, we all have favorite colors. And Joe, you know what mine is.
Oh yeah.
Whether I've been in dirty water, clear water, but especially clear water, purple shad. Do we have one up here?
I don't think we do. But
Joe, you're breaking my heart. But folks, if you're going to order, check out the purple shad. I absolutely love them. Now, let's see here. So what we've got, we talked about the slim sticks, the stump bugs, the brush gliders, and the minnow bait.
Yep.
Here's today's special. They're $3 a pack, okay? If you order 4 packs, we're going to throw in a 5th pack free. Whatever colors you want, we've got them. Again, order 4, get 1 free. So now's the time to bulk up, and I guarantee you start getting these baits. I don't care if you fish deep water, shallow, muddy, it doesn't matter. You are going to love these boneheads. And when you buy 4, you get 1 free. You can't beat that deal.
No way, no way. I'm all over it.
So order today, but you said the sale will last how long, Joe?
Till December 9th.
Okay.
The coupon codes expire at midnight on December 9th.
So again, folks, Bonehead Tackle, can't say enough about them. Absolutely love their product. Big shout out to William Oliver, who actually is the first one I think I did a show with using Bonehead. So William and Tommy, how things going down in Texas today, fellas? Okay.
Coupon codes will be on the website. Just to let you know.
Yep, and there we go. We've got it right there on the screen. So again, the easiest way, folks, when you go to our website, which is brushpilefishing.com, hit the cyber section, you'll see all of our specials in there. All right.
Thank you.
Joe's getting, okay, we just talked about these a little bit ago. Rockport Rattlers.
I love the look of these things. They are so just wicked looking.
Man, do we have any without that guy's picture on the front?
Oh, that Whitey Outlaw.
Here you go, Whitey. Let me give you your second of fame here this morning. And folks, I hate to start your morning out with that picture, but
Oh, my
we got to
eyes.
do it. And it's a Monday to boot.
Right?
Now, I give him a lot of crap, but boy, do me and Whitey have a good time when we tape shows together. Whitey out of South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
So, can I pull
Yeah,
one? Oh, thank
absolutely.
you, Joe. Talking about Rockport Rattlers, folks. And these are great jig heads. They come in 1/16, 1/8, 1/4. They've got a lot of color selections. And let me get one out of here.
I think they're just so tough looking.
Well, and the other thing is, I love the painting on there, and they're tough. They don't, you know, the paint doesn't chip off easy. You see it's got the rattle chamber in there. So now you're adding sound to your jig. You're adding vibration to that jig. And the other thing is, we talked about the 1/16, the 1/8, 1/4, but they also have different hook sizes because some anglers want a bigger hook, some want a smaller one, depending on what you're fishing. But the Rockport Rattler, super company. And we, like I say, we just shot 3 shows in Texas. We use Rockport in all 3, dynamite. In that video, the teaser video that you've seen for season 6, Jason Westerberg, we were spider rigging. Guess what we had on there? Rockport Rattlers.
It's the only thing he uses.
Yep, and you know, folks, one of the things about our show too is it's real. We're fishing the patterns that you see us on TV. That's what we're really doing. Some shows we'll catch 50 fish, you know, during that show. That day, I can remember, it was tough.
It was.
Very hot. We had storms coming in. And the water was terrible.
They were pulling the water.
Big time.
They had all gates wide open on Dardanelle because they were expecting all that rain, which really slowed the fish down. It didn't shut them off altogether, but we had to work hard for the fish we got.
So. And there's where I say take every advantage you can. You know, we had some live bait on there, we had plastics, we had scent, but also this rattle. Don't use a regular jig head. Take every advantage you can. And I told you, Joe, when we were in Texas, I'm going to start using these more and more because they absolutely produce the fish down there.
I believe so too.
So Rockport Rattler, great color selection, different sizes, different styles. Here's the special we have on Rockport today. Let's see here. They come in packages of 3 on the 1/16, 1/8, and 1/4. Retail price. Well, that can't be right. Let's check this out here.
Oh, retail $32. Sale price $24.
Okay, so we've got a buy 4 get 1 free sale. That's what there's where I was confused.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm thinking it was $32 for a 4-pack.
Right,
I said they're good, but they're not that good now.
Right, I hear you.
No. But there you go, folks. Buy 4 again, get 1 free. Sale price $24. So you can't beat that. Rockport, you'll absolutely love them. I would, like I say, just if you order those ones with that guy's face on them, hurry up and take them out of the package, put them in your tackle box.
Well, and put the picture up in your attic, keep mice away.
There you go. There you go. Can you feel the love this morning, Whitey? All right. Rockport Rattler, another great sponsor of BrushPile Fishing.
Brush pile bundle. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so Joe's grabbing our next thing here. We've got a brush pile bundle coming up here.
Oh yeah. This.
So, what we have here.
We have a lot of awesome stuff is what we have. Oh, speaking of mugs.
There we go.
Oh,
All right, folks. First of all, this is going to be a bundle that we're putting on today. This is a 166-piece crappie kit. And this is our own brush pile brand and made by Southern Pro. So you'll get this kit, again, 166 pieces. We've got jig heads in there. We've got, show you the baits here. Look at those stinger shads. We've got tubes. We've got hot grubs. There's a good long line trolling bait there. We've got different colors. Again, the stinger shads. You've heard me talk about the long tails that I like. There we go again.
is your favorite color in there?
No.
Oh, he hoards them. He has them under his pillow at home.
Tell you what, I also like pinks, and there's some tubes.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit of everything, 166 pieces, and that's just the start of this bundle.
Yep.
So you get that. You get our very own brush pile spinning reel. Nice little reel. It's got the brush pile logo. And how many ball bearings into this one, Joe? I think it's 6 maybe?
Something to that effect. There's something in there.
I think it's 5 or 6 ball bearings, folks. Nice little spinning reel. Matches up good with those B&M rods that you have, whether it's a dock shooter or the 14-foot BGJP.
Right.
Whatever. So you got the spinning reel. You have the kit. And we talked about taking every advantage you can when that bite's tough. BrushPile Fish Attractant. And this stuff stinks. But I know the guy that makes this, he's been doing it for, oh gosh, 30 years or better. And there's a lot of shad mixed in here, all kinds of nasty stuff. But it absolutely works. The BrushPile Fish Attractant. So you get all 3 of these. And normally, the retail price of all 3 of these is $60.49. Today, you get a $30.49 discount. That's right, $30 for all 3 items, folks. 166 piece, the fish attractant, and the spinning reel, everything for $30. That is a great deal.
My wife said she was going to watch this today because I was on it and because you were on it. I think more so because of you.
Well, I think so.
But if she is truly watching, she will know that I need these. I need this. So.
And you ordered that for Joe, and I'm going to sign that for him. How's that? Huh? I'm going to sign your shirt today. I'm going to sign your kit today.
Oh, it's the best day ever.
So there you go, folks. That's our bundle, our brush pile bundle today. Check that out. $30 for all those items. You just can't go wrong. I think we sell the reels for 25 bucks a piece or something like that.
Yeah, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. And as a fisherman, one thing I always find myself, I have lots of poles. What I don't have is a lot of good reels.
Yep.
So, you know, that's a great deal. Great
This
deal.
is also great for like if you have a kid starting out or someone just starting out crappie fishing. You're getting them a good start here. That jig kit, like I say, it's got the jig heads, it's got the baits in there, different styles of baits, so it's a good beginner's kit. A lot of color combinations too. $30, normally $60.49. Can't beat that deal, and we're going to keep on plugging.
Keep on keeping on.
All right, another one down.
Okay.
Uh-oh, now we have the big sale coming up here. Big items coming up.
You cannot believe what we have for y'all.
Let me grab a rod here too, Joe, just to show.
Do that.
Okay, so we talked a little bit ago about Driftmaster, lifetime warranty, small family operated business, best in the industry. David, again, a good friend of mine out South Carolina. He makes a great product, and what we have today, we're going to match these rod holders up with the BGJPs from B&M, and everyone knows, like I said, B&M's been with me forever. By far the longest sponsor I've ever had. I've made friends, a great company. Jack's a great person. We're going to throw some BGJPs in here. We've got the Driftmaster, and here's the deal we're going to have, folks. You can get 4 rod holders plus 4 BGJPs. We have 10, 11, 12.
And that price there will be $360 if you go with that one. But if you want the longer rods, like a 14.
Yep. Well, normally, if you go with the, let's see here, the 10, 11, and 12s, if you go with the 4 rods and the 4 rod holders, that's normally a $460 value. Today it's $100 off. So you get the 4 BGJPs, you get 4 rod holders, $360. That is an incredible deal for spider rigging. You see on the film there, that's me and my good buddy Brad Taylor doing a little spider rigging down in Mississippi there.
Oh yeah, is that where we were fishing that sunken barge?
We fished a sunken barge. I think we had the whole show done in like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. And I remember being cold that day, but not horrible because the wind wasn't blowing. But I remember when we launched, I said, "We're going to run very far." He says, "No, we're going right there." And it was like 200 yards away from where we were. It was a sunken barge, and we hit that, and boom, there's the show.
And there you see the War Eagle Blackhawk, the Driftmaster rod holders. And where we're getting stuck on there, it's a barge. So we're getting caught in some of the metal railings and everything else.
Yep.
But that was awesome that day. If you would like, let's see.
Well, if you're looking for, if you go with the 14-footer, normally $480 would be the price with those 4 rod holders and 4 14-footers.
Then you go for $380. And the 14-footers, those are, I believe, 3-piece rods.
Are they?
So, yep, because of the length. Again, BGJPs, absolutely awesome. We also have a deal. All 4 of the same length are 4 different lengths. So those are normally $520. You get those for $420. So this is getting everything you need for spider rigging. You're going to get the rod holders. You're getting the BGJPs, which outstanding to start spider rigging. So we've got some great deals on them. The code for that on our website is going to be spider rigging. That's SPIDERRIGGIN 19.
Do you want to talk about real quick the benefit of having these single pole holders versus the rail system? I know with the show we shot with Jason on Dardanelle, he talked about how he liked the clean look and how.
Right. He likes how it looks on a boat, but also, folks, there's some guys that prefer like a T-bar system, and other guys like the individual rod holders. I like the individuals, and the reason being is because I can put those up, and now a lot of times if a fish hits or you get caught on one, it'll bounce all of them if you've got them on a rail system. Okay, where these, if I get hung up or this one gets a fish, the other ones are going to sit perfectly still. They're not all going to bounce, so I'll know exactly where the hit comes from. I don't disturb the other ones. It keeps the baits nice and still. Individual rod holders, like I say, you get 4 of these in this package deal with BGJPs.
That's amazing.
That is one heck of a combination and a heck of a value that we have on them today.
Right.
So.
And the BGJP, their best-selling rod, right?
Yep, by far, B&M's best-selling rod, the BGJP. You look at some of your best tournament anglers in the country, they're spider rigging. Guess what they're using? Good old BGJPs.
Absolutely, yeah. So. We shoot the ACT, and I know a lot of guys are using those. So.
Yep, there you go, folks. The bundle for spider rigging. Driftmaster paired up with B&M.
That's a great pairing. Okay.
All righty.
Roll.
As we switch some things around here.
Yep. 15. Okay. Next up, we have the 15% off all B&M poles, correct? All B&M poles?
So let's stick with B&M here. We just showed you the BGJP. Let me grab one of these and one of these. And, oh, I hate to do this.
Oh, not Sam Heaton.
Yeah. All right, we don't need the end piece in there. So folks, we already have a great deal on our B&M rods on our website. But today, we're going to give you 15% off any of the B&M rods that we have. I want to just talk about a couple. This first one I use a lot. This is the Sharpshooter 6. It's a 1-piece 6-foot rod, and this was specifically designed for dock shooting. You know, B&M had dock shooters for years, but Jack went in, we redesigned this one. It is absolutely awesome. 6 foot, one piece, and it is made for sharp or for dock shooting. And that's when you pull that jig back like you're a bow and arrow and fling it under there. You can't do that with just any rod. The other thing is, some guys still like the feel. We've got that cut out there to where you can actually put your finger on the blank.
I like that.
Yep, and that makes it even more sensitive. Now, I use it for dock shooting, but Joe, we just did a show, we talked about it. We were in Virginia and we were casting, making long casts and just retrieving those jigs. Guess what I used? Sharpshooter 6. Great rod for that. My good friend Chris Mann, we did a show with him on Cave Run down in Kentucky.
Yep.
Chris uses that just vertical jigging. He'll shoot it, you know, flip into brush piles or lay downs. So this is actually a pretty versatile rod.
Oh yeah.
And today, 15% off.
I use it in the river and there in Troy, and I fish. I'm catching everything under the sun, you know, with that, and I like it.
That means one fish, folks.
Yeah.
So.
One time.
All right, this pains me, but I'm gonna have to bring this up. We're also having 15% off our Sam Heaton jig poles.
Yep.
Super sensitive. Sam, there you go, brother. I'm giving you a shout out here. Actually, me and Sam go back a long way. I actually met Sam when he was a guide on Weiss Lake.
Okay.
When I started going down there fishing with my buddies, and that had been many, many years ago. And I said I'd never admit this, but the Sam Heaton rod was probably the first one I ever started using by B&M.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yep, used it for years. Sam's a great guy.
Yep.
Down in Florida now, living a good life. So, again, 15% off.
Until we show up and bring 30-mile-an-hour winds and some of the coldest temperatures Okeechobee's ever seen.
And folks, we have so many stories we can tell you about Sam, but we cannot do it on this broadcast.
Oh, no. Maybe they have HBO or something if we get a show on there.
Oh, Lord.
He's all hoot.
Talk about one more of the B&M rods. I'm kind of partial to this one. This is an 8-footer. It also comes in a 10.5 foot. This is my new signature series by B&M. Again, it's a new type of graphite. Love the rod. It's got the cork handles. Now you'll see, and here's what my wife said, it's pretty because it's our BrushPile blue and orange. It's a very pretty rod, folks. We'll throw that in there.
It gets the job done.
This is a versatile rod. What I actually designed it for, I do a lot of flipping where most people, you know, will shoot under dock. If I've got, you know, a little bit of space, I can actually take this long rod and flip like a bass fisherman and get that jig there. But also, especially with the 8, I can make cast with this. It's a good casting rod. It's a 2-piece. The other thing that's pretty neat about it, we've got these orange lines on there, okay? They're 1-foot intervals. So if I'm vertical jigging and I catch a fish, I know about how far I was, pull that jig back down to wherever it was, drop it in, I'm still at that same depth, okay? So again, very sensitive. My good friend, Fred Carter, out in Oklahoma, Fred's getting ready to start his guide service, and I sent him a 8 and a 10.5 footer, and he's been giving me some great reports back. He's fishing on Eufaula there in Oklahoma. So big shout out to Fred this morning. Hope the rod's still working good for you. So again, we've got these in the 8-foot and 10.5. But all of our B&M rods on our sale are on sale today, 15% off, folks.
That's
and
amazing.
check out because our prices are great anyways.
Yeah.
All right, let's put these back, Joe.
All right.
Sam, you're done.
Sam's never done.
Here you go. That goes with Sam.
Okay. I'm just going to lay it there. People don't want to see the back of my head.
All right. B&M again.
Not that the
The
front.
longest sponsor I've ever had.
All right. Mystery box.
Mystery box, folks. Let's see here. Let me check my notes here. Okay. So, we can't tell everything in there.
I'm not. I'm just going to.
Let's show you one because they got to pick a color.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's fine.
So we've got our new BrushPile sunglasses, okay? And these come in 2 different colors, and you get to pick your color on the website. The neat thing about, Joe, don't be showing that stuff. The neat thing about these is, how many of you guys out there have lost your cell phones while fishing? I know I haven't yet.
Not yet, yeah.
I know several buddies that have. Okay, I have lost sunglasses, But check this out. I don't know if the camera can get this or not. You just have to take my word. This is a thing of water. They float, folks. You're not going to lose these. If they do go in the water, you can get them back, okay?
That's awesome.
Now, we've got the price up there. $49 is not for just the sunglasses, but you get to pick the sunglasses. What else we got in here? Okay.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to tell you there's jigs in there or anything like that, okay? And then the other item is a pretty good item. It's not a rod, but it fits nice with that rod for fishing, and we had one in a bundle earlier.
We did.
Okay, so the mystery box is a good value, folks. It's valued at $87 or more. Today we're giving you $38 off of that. You get the mystery box, which includes the glasses. You pick the color you want. The mystery box is going to be $49, and it's valued again at $87 or more. So do they come in this pretty box too? No, this is just for our show, folks. You're probably going to get like a just plain brown box, so just letting you know up front.
Yep.
So again, $49 for an $87 value. I think you'll like what we have inside. Pick your glasses. They're still floating.
Trust
out of
us.
that water.
We'll just say that. Just trust us. You'll be
Trust us.
happy.
Man, we've heard that before, haven't
We're not talking about fishing right now.
we? So what else? Is that it, Joe?
Did you mention that it comes in either a blue lens or a smoked lens?
Okay. Well, I said they can pick their color.
Okay.
So make sure you
it's
do
just
that.
the tint on the glass there. So I think that's great.
The glasses also come with the case,
Yeah.
and you get
They
a
come
lens
with
cleaner.
Yeah, a little lens wipe that has our logo on it too. It's really nice.
And also, folks, I want to talk a little bit. You know, we talked about our shows getting ready to start again,
Yes.
December 30th. But also, we've started something new. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a computer guy. I'm not a tech guy. So Preston, who is the CEO, calls me one day and he said, "Hey, we've been contacted iHeartRadio, which is huge, folks. That's nationwide.
Right.
They want us to do a BrushPile Fishing podcast." And I said, "Man, Preston, that's great. What is it?"
Right.
So, folks, I'm going to explain to you because some of you guys are probably like me. A podcast, normally they're about 15 to 20 minutes. And if you can't get enough crappie fishing, tune in. You can get an app on your computer or on your phone. It's free. You get to go to iHeartRadio, click on BrushPile Fishing. It'll download the app for you. And what we do, ours airs once a week. We have a different guest every week. And if you're driving to work, you can play it over your car stereo or whatever. Like I say, 15 minutes, most of them are done. But we have a different guest, and all we're doing is talking crappie fishing. From different parts of the country, we're talking about tournament trails, we're talking about techniques, we're talking about what's hot on a specific lake now.
Yes.
We've got a guest coming up, Tim Huffman. Tim is he's the best crappie writer that I've ever known. And he was a wonderful guest. We just recorded his segment. It's coming up soon. We've had Kyle Shane here, the national champions. We've had Jake. We've had a bunch.
And you can go back and listen to past ones too, right?
Yeah, they're there. You can listen to the podcast when it's convenient for you. You know, if we have a new one airing today, you don't have to listen to it at 11 o'clock today and then that's it.
Right.
You go there, you'll get the app, and then you can actually pick them. They all come with the description, who the guest is. So if you are not familiar with podcasts, check out the BrushPile Fishing Podcast on iHeartRadio. I think you're going to like it. We've got some reviews from anglers that have come in, and they enjoyed it. And again, a lot of them are either driving to work or driving home from work, and helps pass time. So if you absolutely cannot get enough of crappie fishing, here's one more avenue to hear from.
Well, and the nice thing about the podcast, especially, in the TV show, there's so much we have to cut out because we're locked into a time, and we want to make sure that we kind of give a little bit of everything. But the podcast is nice fill-in for that, where you get to talk in depth about something, and also, like you said, something that's happening right now. You can talk about, what is happening this very day on the water, which is something we just can't do on the TV show sometimes.
And the studio is climate controlled.
That is nice.
So check out our podcast. It's BrushPile Fishing on iHeartRadio, folks.
Up next, I think we have some people asking some questions or just leaving their comments.
Okay. Sure we do, Joe. There we go.
All right.
Buzz Meyer, my good friend Buzz.
How about your shirt? That's lovely.
Buzz has why choose different lengths of rods to use when spider rigging. It's basically what you're comfortable with using. If you've never spider rigged, you're just starting out, 12 foot is a good rod to use. They go up to 20 footers. And depending on, you could be power trolling, and we use the power trollers down there, but 12 footers is a good one to start out with. I would say most anglers on the tournament trail are using 14 footers.
Okay. And so, I know we did shoot one show where they surprised you with a 20 footer. Talk about just the difference between like just a 12 and a 20. Obviously is 8 feet, but
it's huge, because especially say if you're fishing shallow water, which a lot of them do, because they want those baits out away from the boat so they don't get spooked. So now you may have this much line out on a 20-foot rod. So now you hook that fish, you got a 20-foot rod out there, so you got to let some line out so you can swing that fish in.
Gotcha.
And if you don't do that on a regular basis, it's fun, but it's oh yeah,
wear you out.
Yes, yes. So good question there, Buzz.
Yeah, thank you.
Here we
Hey,
go.
we got one more. Huh? Crappie Monster. What's the best rod for walking the bank?
Okay, good question. Hopefully your bank's got a lot of laydowns and everything. If I'm just casting, say you've got a rocky shoreline, I may go with like that sharpshooter, 6 foot, cast that along there, work the rocks, just work that jig back. But if I've got laydowns right off the bank where it's like, man, I'd like to get out there a little bit, you want a rod that you can reach out some, but you don't want one that by the end of the day you feel like your arm's going to fall off. Again, not trying to put a plug in for mine, but that 10.5 foot, nice lightweight rod, great for vertical jigging as well as flipping out, so that's a good one. If you're comfortable with using a longer rod and you know you're going to get tired, and then go with a 14 if you have to, but I would start with a 6 for casting. If I'm working trees, I'm going to go with a 10.5 to about a 12.
Great question, thank you. Next up, Bob Denon. What is your go-to color in the fall?
Okay, so Bob, we have all these things, you know, people say as far as colors, dark days, bright colors, bright days. But I'm going to tell you how it is with most of us crappie fishermen, me included. We all have a favorite color. We do. In the fall, I still like, if I'm fishing somewhat clear water, I love going with the purple shad. It's just a good color for it's almost like a translucent, but the fish seem to hit that nice. Also, I love my pinks, believe it or not, in the fall. On the lakes I fish, if I can add a purple and a pink together, whether it's the jig head and the bait or whatever, that's a great color for me. It's always worked in the fall. And of course, you know, you talk to Ronnie and Steve, I know they love chartreuse. Chartreuse. That's it, chartreuse. So everybody has their favorite, but I love my pinks and purples in the fall and my purple shad. Good question.
Well, and also kind of going off of that is you talk about, you know, people trying to you need to get away from your colors sometimes too.
We do, and we've talked about that in the show. So you're catching fish, or say that you've went to a lake for 3 days in a row and you've caught them on a blue and a white. So you get there that 4th day, you throw that blue and a white on, and you can't catch them, okay? They're shut down or whatever. Sometimes we're thinking, well, they're just shut down, they're not going to hit no matter what. And it's like pulling teeth to get us to change colors.
Right.
Because you're so stuck on that, we're creatures of habit. But you know what? Change colors, folks. And I've got a handful of colors that I use. There's enough colors, no matter what color is your favorite, you're going to get them. But I've got a handful, but even me sometimes, it's like pulling teeth to get you to change, but you got to do it sometimes.
Yep. It's a creature of habit there. Kenneth Smith, gotta get one of those your 8s for fishing the pads.
All right.
Tuning.
Ken Smith, you remember Ken doing the show up there? Ken is the master of a technique that he has called hang gliding. If you haven't seen that show, go to our YouTube channel or our website and check out the show with Ken Smith. He does a thing called hang gliding, but he says he's got one of the 8-foot rods of mine, my signature series, and he fishes the pads. Pima tuning. That's a great lake, shallow water, and I've been up there several times with Ken. We've done some riders camps, and he's right. vertical jigging paths where you're just dipping in. Oh my gosh, that rod is great for that. And Ken, you need to get with me because I think Marcus said we're going to be doing a show at Pima Tuning this spring.
I think we may will look at to see if that is for season 7.
So Ken, we're going to need a guest up there if you're available. Pima Tuning. I'd like to come up there when Darrell's got his. He's not having a writers camp, but he wants me to do a seminar at a local marina. So I think that's around May 15th. So Ken, check your schedule. If you're available, you're going to be a guest that day, bud.
That'd be awesome. We get to see Darrell and Marilyn.
Yeah.
His wife, Marilyn. I'm sorry. They were really good people. We met them.
Ken Klein. Let me tell you about Ken Klein. He is the retired fire chief from St. Mary's, and of course I work for the St. Mary's Police Department, retired from there. And Ken says, oh, and that's a pretty sweet sweater. Ken, it's mine, you cannot have it. We're both retired on fixed income, so I've got to keep every bit of clothes I get. So this is mine, you cannot have it. Good morning, Ken, good to hear from you, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Kyle Dean May, that's awesome. Love y'all show. Can't wait for them to come out. It's a great day. Hey, thank you. Anytime that we get, I don't take this show for granted, folks. I'm humbled anytime I do get a comment like that. And we try to bring you the best product that we can. So appreciate hearing things like that.
The BrushPileFishing.com/Cyber Monday 19. All right.
So again, go to our BrushPile Fishing website, folks. Just go to the cyber selection there, everything we talked about. And we're going to have these things posted all day on our website or on our Facebook page.
And that, and also to just keep in mind that these, it's while supplies last.